there, welcome. I'm in transit to the Sewickley, Pennsylvania Amazon, I think it's called a DPP1 warehouse, I don't know. I'm going to the Amazon warehouse. I got the vest on, you could have seen that. My name is Mike, I help you make money in different side hustles. Today, in one of my many side hustles, helping you make money, I signed up for a 3-hour shift. So Amazon Flex, we're delivering packages, envelopes to customers, obviously using your personal vehicle. So I know you got some questions. I'm gonna take you through this entire shift. Number one, there's actually strategy when I choose a shift, and it depends on how aggressive you wanna be. So take a look here. Here's the shift I signed up for. Again, 3 hours, in this case, $66 total, $22 an hour clearly. Now the thing with warehouse runs is you are not eligible for tips. No tips on warehouse runs. That's just exactly what I'm doing, right? Warehouse, packages, envelopes. If you do want tips, you can sign up for the Whole Foods Amazon Fresh runs. Those ones, the grocery customers can leave you a tip. Number two, the only thing that influences these warehouse shifts when it comes to pay on the hourly rate is how close you sign up to the start time. Why? Because as that start time comes up, it's almost 2 p.m. right now, my shift starts at 2:15. So let's say right now it's 1:54 exactly. If they still needed a driver for this spot, that $66 might be, I don't know, $78 or something like that. So it gets higher and higher typically. I can't guarantee that, but typically that pay will increase the closer the start time gets. You're gonna have to understand if this is something that you wanna do. Well, how aggressive can you be? The longer you wait, hopefully the more that pay increases, but then theoretically, the higher the chance that another driver takes that shift. Because if it goes up like $3, $5, $8, it's getting more and more attractive. Someone might take it, but I don't know. I mean, I don't know here in Pittsburgh, you're not gonna know in your marketplace how many drivers they really have. So you're gonna have to get a feel for that. How aggressive can I be? How long can I wait as that pay hopefully increases? Now, thirdly, as I say with all of these ride-along videos, I appreciate you being here. If you wanna learn more about most any app and niche, consider subscribing, is I have no idea where I'm going. I have no idea where I'm going here in Pittsburgh until I get to this warehouse in 5 minutes, because Amazon does not assign you a route until you scan a QR code on the rack of packages that downloads those packages onto your Flex app and assigns that route. So I've been doing this for years. I did it in San Diego, and here I'm back in Pittsburgh. I've had routes that were like 15 minutes away, you know, in an area. And then I had a route that was 1 hour away north, and I had to come all the way an hour south. So it is a crapshoot, and I also don't know how many packages I'm going to get. Now, if you finish early, you get the entire guaranteed pay. And I'll say on 85% of my shifts, I've always finished early. 15 minutes to maybe 45 minutes early, and you get the full pay. So place your bets. Where are we going? How many packages are we delivering? We got sunny skies today, so that should be good. Let's find out. And it's time to tell you how many packages and where am I going. And you're gonna get a good idea of like, oh, that sounds good or that sounds bad. All right, let's do it. Here's my routes. It is 45 packages for 29 drops. So I'm doing a 3-hour route, remember? Now that 3 hours includes time at the warehouse. So 2:15 was the start time when I got to the warehouse, when my shift started, when I'm picking up the packages. That is your official start time. So 3 hours includes loading and obviously getting to my delivery zone. Now, when it comes to delivery zone, yes, you have no idea where you're going. Looks like one driver's pulling off. So what they might be doing, and you can do this, is once you get your packages, you can pull off somewhere. I would leave the warehouse first, but you can pull off, reorganize your packages based on stop. I just kind of rummage through my packages. I've never really had a problem with that. I do make sure all the labels are up so I'm not, you know, rotating all these packages, whatever way you want to do it. So as far as location, my location is here, as you saw. So right now, GPS says 30 minutes and 19 miles away. One thing I do like is, although I have 45 packages, I don't have 40 stops. I only have 29 stops. I think that's a pretty decent ratio. If you're getting in the 20s as far as stops for a 3-hour route, obviously it's gonna vary if you have a 4-hour, whatnot, then I think it's gonna be pretty decent. Hopefully we can end early. So I'll see you in 27 minutes doing our first drop-offs. And I think it's like 4 packages for that first address, which again is good. and I'll let you know how it goes. The Flex app is going to tell you exactly which package envelope. If it's a box, it'll say large, small, medium box, or it'll literally say envelope. We just go through the prompts to scan and let the customer know where we delivered it. So one thing that I've mentioned before, I only got a minute or so to tell you this real quick, is the awkward encounters you might have with homeowners because you're delivering to their homes, obviously. So I just had one that was in a really, really tough spot, right at the on-ramp and an off-ramp of, I don't know, this isn't a freeway, but whatever you call it. It was really tough parking, so I just pulled into the driveway. Something you can do, and actually I recommend that strongly if you're in a really tough traffic situation. You don't want to have your car just sticking out and certainly not impeding the flow of traffic. So I pull into the driveway, and again, it's not super congested, but there are cars kind of moving around and whatnot. I get out and I'm matching the packages, you know, the name. I think it was an envelope and a box. So I'm looking for the name and I'm like, boom, got it, boom, got it. And I don't know, it's a little awkward anytime because you're, you know, stepping on someone's property. Obviously, you're just a delivery driver, you're allowed to do that. But tell me if I'm wrong, but you always feel like there's eyes on you, which kind of makes sense. As I went to leave, the car in the driveway followed me out. They were sitting in their car and I didn't even see them, which is another reason never, I don't know, act unprofessionally with carrying the stuff, with putting it down, delivering, anything. So I didn't even realize, but they were basically watching me for the entire delivery. All right, I don't want to jinx it yet, but this might be one of my most efficient routes in a while, if not ever. Now, the ideal route, obviously it'd be close by to the warehouse, but then it depends how close you are from your home to the warehouse. But after that, after you get your assigned route, is super dense, clustered assignments. I've had probably 60% of my runs are like in a neighborhood, this house, and then literally the neighbor across the street a couple of times. And then it's like skip one house, your next one's at the house after that. Super, super close like that. Just goes to show how many people are getting Amazon stuff. Of all the apps, I have said that Amazon Flex is the most labor intensive. More stops per hour. You gotta go to a warehouse first, load your vehicle, unload it, box by box for these deliveries, you know, stop, stop, stop. It can also be one of the most, what's the word? I don't know, I can't think of it, like hype, like it gets you in the zone of like not flying, okay, but just being efficient, like boom, 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 because you want to get done as fast as possible. Safety is number one. Do not rush. If I catch you rushing, do not rush, all right? I'm not rushing, but you're being efficient, right? And you get in this rhythm, that's a good way to put it. You get in this rhythm of moving, and Amazon does optimize the route as well, so they always want you facing forward, which avoids, you know, tricky U-turns and stuff like that. Speaking of awkward encounters with homeowners, I talked about this in another video, but again, you're allowed to be there, like that other story I told you when the, I guess, homeowners were watching. I had another one where they were pulling in as I was walking away. And I'm telling you folks, the warehouse will give you a vest if you don't have one. You need a vest. You can get a standard yellow or orange safety vest, but you need a vest. Ideally an Amazon vest. And my warehouse didn't even have this. I bought this on eBay. So if you're gonna do a decent amount of shifts, I would just do that. I would just get some on eBay, because what happens is when I was leaving that home and the homeowners were pulling in, I just gave them a wave and they know exactly who I am simply by the vest. All right, folks, I'm done. I am done. What time is it right now? And how was really the overall shift? No sugarcoating. What do you want to hear first? I'll tell you what time it is. So my shift was 2:15 p.m. You got to be at the warehouse. By the way, you can check in 15 minutes early, just so you know. 2:15, a 3-hour shift until 5:15. We saw I had 45 packages for 29 stops. Now, my delivery zone was about 30 minutes away from the warehouse location, and from my home to the warehouse, it takes me like 20, yeah, maybe like 20 some minutes. But that's gonna vary by driver, obviously. So the shift, right now, it is 4:28 p.m. 45 minutes early. I'm pumped about that. 45 minutes early. So the mileage right now is 25.8 miles. Now that's from the warehouse to my delivery zone, making all my deliveries, 25.8 miles. The efficiency of today's route, I was very happy. It was open driving, empty, large neighborhoods, easy to find, no apartments. And it's not going to always be the case. All right, again, I want to give you a neutral stance here. It's not always going to be the case. I've delivered downtown before. I was in San Diego when I did it, but it's a different beast. It's going to vary based on your marketplace and the happenstance of where you get an order. Now, let's talk about the money. 3 hours at $22 an hour, $66 total for 25 miles, basically. That is not bad. 66 for 25 miles. I want you to have $1.75 plus payout per mile, your dollars to mile ratio. Now consider there's also the commuting miles. So you can add up all the miles, and then you need to decide if it makes sense for you. Because I got what, 15 miles left. I had the miles going from home to the warehouse, and then the 25 miles on the actual route. If I had to give a verdict on this shift, I do think this was still a good shift. I mean, it wasn't like that awful shift where I went an hour north and an hour back down south. So there's always a chance of that as well, but there's a chance that you get a run that's like 10 minutes away from the warehouse. Comment below, what do you think? Amazon Flex in 2022, 2023? How is it for a side hustle? And hopefully you have different options as well. That's what we teach here. Again, consider subscribing. If you have multiple hustles, where does it rank in your kind of arsenal of side hustles? I'm curious. You can click or tap the screen for my newest video, as well as a video recommended for you, and I'll see you in the next one.